Hello and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. So today we're going to be talking about Venus's transit of Sagittarius. Venus moved into Sagittarius yesterday, October 7th, and will remain in Sagittarius until November 4th. And so for this period of time, collectively, we're going to be experiencing the flavor of Sagittarius when it comes to everything that Venus represents. And so this has to do with our finances, our creative processes. This has to do with absolutely our relationships, how we relate in partnership, how we relate to others, and what it is that we value, what holds the most meaning for us during this time. And I do apologize. Some of you may have seen the post I put up yesterday. I've had a head cold all week, and so I'm on the mend now, but my ears are doing funny things. I'm still sniffly. It's a little bit touch and go here, but I wanted to get this video out for you guys, so we're getting into it. So as Venus transits Sagittarius, we are going to be really opening up in terms of the ways that we relate and communicate with each other. With Venus and Scorpio, there was a lot of depth, right? There was a lot of intensity and a lot of passion. And if you guys didn't check out that video, still check out that video because those energies, time is fluid, energies are relevant. But we really were desiring that deep dive during Venus and Scorpio, where we wanted to connect with each other on that deep, intimate level. We may have noticed those obsessions, those paranoias, any of those lower vibratory energies, jealousy, envy coming out in our relationships as well, those shadow energies that were helping us to get a better understanding of ourselves if we were willing to really look at what was coming up and where it was that was coming from. Now, as Venus enters Sagittarius, we're ready to have a little fun, right? Sagittarius is freedom-loving. It is adventurous. It likes to explore. And so during this time, this is the best way that we can connect with others, is through doing fun things together. Go out, experience something you've never experienced with a friend, with a loved one, with a partner. This is a way to really, and this is something that they talk about anyway, that excuse me, you guys. This is something they talk about anyway that really helps people become closer to one another. It's a great way to bond in any relationship is by doing something new together. So during Sagittarius, Venus and Sagittarius, this is really going to be that much more powerful and impactful because we're wanting to experience new things. We're wanting to grow. We're wanting to explore. We're wanting to have interactions with people where there is still a level of depth, right? Sagittarius still has depth, but it's that philosophical kind of depth, right? And so exploring different concepts, really expanding the mind. Right, we're working along that that Sagittarius and Gemini axis, right? Which is all about the mind. It's all about the mind exploring, growing, our perception broadening. And people who share the same values, the same morals and beliefs as us, we're going to be very drawn to those people and coming together with those people as well. And this is a season when we're looking at Venus and Sagittarius money-wise, where we're going to be looking at whether the ways that we make our money really support our values and our ideals, right? So there's going to be a check-in point when it comes to that. What are the ways that I experience growth in the material world, and are those in alignment with my morals and my values? So those are some things that may be coming up as well. With the Sagittarius energy, it is a beautiful creative energy. It is an energy of bluntness, of honesty. Sagittarius energy is very much a tell it like it is kind of an energy. And so we are going to be appreciating that in people as well. People who are forthright, who speak truthfully from their hearts, right? Fire energy is actually a very heart-centered energy. So just that beautiful warmth and connection And like we said, that desire to explore, that desire to broaden our horizons. We tend with Venus and Sagittarius to be very attracted to people with different backgrounds, from different cultures, people who've had different life experiences, so that we can learn from those experiences and we can enrich our own understanding of the world through them. And so I'm thinking, what is it that we want to pull to get started here as we move through Venus and Sagittarius? And I want to pull some angel answer cards. So we'll see what comes up for this. Venus in Sagittarius. Clear. Tell us about Venus and Sagittarius, angels. What can we expect? What is our guidance as Venus transits Sagittarius? All right. Ooh. First card out is no. And then we have remain positive. And so, what's coming to mind right off the bat, and we have abundance on the bottom of the deck, is that phrase, God's rejection is God's protection. And so if during Venus and Sagittarius season, you are what you would perceive to be rejected, or something doesn't go according to the favor that you hoped it would go in, somebody says no to you for whatever reason, just your angels are telling you to remain positive, because this is a good thing. Either something better is coming along, or there's some reason why, if things had gone forward the way that they were set to move forward, or the way that you wanted them to move forward, it wouldn't have ultimately served you. And so remain positive in the face of any type of rejection, any type of discouragement. And just know that with the abundance on the bottom of the deck, there is absolutely abundance coming to you, even if it's not coming through. And abundance can mean anything, right? With Venus does represent abundance, but she represents all the different means of abundance, right? Material, when it comes to love, when it comes to partnership, when it comes to connection, creativity, all different types of abundance. There is that abundance on its way to you. It's just like the route that you were hoping or that you were imagining it would take may not be the route that it's coming in. And there may just be things that aren't meant for you that you're going after during this period. And so if it is a hard no, just know that that's for a reason. So remain positive. And for some people, it's not even that it's no end of story. It's just a not right now. And there's a reason why it's a not right now. So just be aware of that and don't allow yourself to get discouraged, right? It says remain positive. And so I don't know if I'm going to... No, we're not taking all those. Okay, we will take that. And then we have opportunity coming out. And it was interesting because the cards that kind of fell out with this were unlikely, ask your angels, and be assertive. And so this is interesting. What I'm feeling from this is that there is an opportunity that's presenting itself from a very unlikely place. Right? It's like what you thought was going to happen or come through didn't work out the way that you thought it would. That was a no-go. But there's an opportunity coming from an unlikely source. And that opportunity is going to be very fruitful, I feel like. But it is going to require you being assertive in the way of voicing your wants and your needs. And this also feels like, for a lot of people, this feels like where it says ask your angels with the unlikely card here. It's also feeling like what it is that you want feels very unlikely to you. You don't necessarily feel as though it's realistic. It's like you're trying to create or manifest something that like the odds, it feels like the odds are probably not in your favor, right? If you're going to pay attention to stuff like that. But your angels are saying there are opportunities in places that you least expect. And you can have whatever you want. So So continue praying, continue asking us, continue putting that out into the ether, continue manifesting that and aligning yourself with that, regardless of how unlikely you think it is, right? Leave the likelihood to us. Don't worry about that, right? That's very 3D thinking when we're looking at statistics and numbers and, well, 10% of people or 1% of people probably achieve this or whatever that is. You know, it's like when you buy a lottery ticket and you're looking at the odds on the back of the ticket, they're saying, don't do that. Do not play into that energy. It doesn't matter how unlikely you think it is. Be assertive. Ask us. Claim. Step up and claim what is yours. Right? And these opportunities are going to come through. These unlikely opportunities are going, it's going to be just like magic, and we have in the near future on the bottom of the deck. So not that far away. So it's, so that's really interesting. That's really interesting. Any more guidance here? Listen to your intuition. It's also, this is feeling like people have been, and then we got romance popping out here. And this is the Venus reading, so that makes sense that the romance and this situation will improve on the bottom of the deck. But let's get into this for a second before we go down that rabbit hole. So it feels as though, it also just feels like for some people, it's like you feel like the universe is giving you a no, right? You feel like what it is that you desire isn't going to happen and isn't coming through. So this is in line with this message. All right. But they're asking you to remain positive because the opportunities are coming through. Like what you want is actually manifesting. It's your own disbelief that's holding up the process. So stop that. Stop that. Listen to your intuition. Do you feel it? Can you feel it coming? Right? What is your intuition telling you? Not what is your mind telling you? What is your gut telling you? What is your heart telling you? And then, yes, the romance card. So with the situation will improve. This is definitely for people who've been struggling when it comes to partnership. And remember, we had that beautiful new moon in Libra, which really set the stage for a lot of reconciliation and healing for those who are looking for that. Let's get some more about this romance energy. We have get more information coming out. And that looks like Melchizedek is what that's reminding me of. And he's all about higher learning, so that makes sense. Tell me more. And we have within the next few weeks. So it feels to me, we still have the situation will improve on the bottom of the deck. Sorry, you guys, like I said, there's a lot going on up here right now. Yeah, it feels like what we're being asked to do right now when it comes to our romantic relationships and partnerships is to wait for all the facts, not to make snap decisions, right? To wait for all the facts. Because you may be making decisions about partnerships based on faulty information or a lack of information. And it seems like in the next few weeks, that information will be coming in. So that would be, as we're doing this reading at the start of Venus in Sagittarius, that would be, I'm trying to think what the date is. Would that be after Venus in Sagittarius is over? Let me pull up my calendar here and see what day it is today. That would be right near the end of the transit. Right? There's more information coming through, and the information might also just be about how you feel. Remember, Mercury's in retrograde right now too, and that tends to flip us all on our heads. We think completely differently. We think from a totally different mind state and a different perspective. And that's why they say not to make any decisions during Mercury retrograde, because a lot of times once Mercury stations direct again, we feel a completely different way. And so really make sure that you have all the information, especially about how you really think and feel in situations, before moving forward and making any big decisions when it comes to your love life. Really work on listening to your intuition as well, because your intuition is giving you information too. But it's like sorting through the difference between like what's your mind running amok and what's actually your intuition guiding you. But there's going to be more clarity coming through within the next few weeks. And like if there are struggles going on with people in partnership, the situation will improve there as well. Let's get a couple Moonology cards for this too, if I can get these out here. I want to pull a couple Moonology cards on these situationships here. Clear. What's going on here? Give us a little bit more clarity. Give us a little more clarity on the love train. Don't let your past hold you back, and conclusions are within reach. So I feel like for some people, when it comes to your romantic partnerships or relationships right now, there's energy from the past that's wanting to close out. It actually almost feels like either for you or for somebody you're with, there's a partner who's coming back in, somebody from the past who's coming back in. And we talked about this. This has come up in a few of the videos, right? This tends to happen during Mercury retrograde. There were also a few days in the weekly astrology we talked about that were very powerful for this energy of calling people back in from the past to close out those old cycles, to show us how far we've come. Not necessarily because we're meant to get back together with them, but because they're meant to show us how much we've grown. And so that may be happening either for you or for somebody that you're with. And so with this get more information too, it almost feels like don't jump to the conclusion that because, say, a person that you're involved with is talking to an ex, that it means that they're getting back together with them. I feel like for some people, it's like a karmic closeout that's going on. Yeah. And for some people, if they're not actually talking, then this is happening on an energetic level, and there's cords that are wanting to be cut. There's ways that this energy is concluding. There's old belief systems, right? We talked about this with Venus at the very beginning of her transit in Sagittarius. So pretty much right now, as I'm recording this, conjunct the South Node in Sagittarius, opposing that North Node. And then we have the Moon. I don't know if it's today or not, that was moving into, no, it's gonna, not quite today, but it will be. Or was it? I don't know. We're not gonna get bogged down in all of that. But we had the Moon conjunct Venus as well. So a lot of these energies, but this Venus conjunct the South Node energy, which is all about old belief systems, old habits, old ways of doing things in relationships that are closing out right now. And so I feel like either you or the person that you're dealing with is going through this energy right now, and it may or may not involve an ex coming back into the picture just for the purpose of closing it out, not for the purpose of sticking around and getting back together. So just be aware of that and know that that's actually a beautiful shift in energy. And I love how we have prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus on the bottom of the deck. So this is for the abundance spread that we did at the beginning. That feels related to that. But it also just feels related to stability and commitment, right? Taurus is a very stable and committed energy. Yeah, and the energy is gaining momentum, trying to pop out there. Yeah, so just allowing whatever closeouts need to happen, right? Surrender to the divine, full moon. Allowing whatever closeouts need to happen, and for people to go through their process or for you to go through your process, right? Not trying to control the way that this goes down is what it feels like. But we have a new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra on the bottom of the deck, and we just had that beautiful new moon in Libra, right? We talked about that. So this is a new closing out those old cycles, possibly with those old people, and moving into a new cycle. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it as far as, I think that summed it up pretty well. And then you and your loved ones are safe, new moon in Cancer. Surrender your concerns to the universe. Remember, Spirit is caring for everyone. Spirit is taking care of everyone. Everyone is going through what they need to go through, experiencing what they need to experience, so that they can grow. So surrender your concerns to Spirit. All right, let's see. I want to do some Zodiac of the 108 here. Let's get some guidance for this Venus and Sagittarius season. I call it a season. I guess it's a transit, but whatever. The Venus and Sagittarius transit. Let's get some cards here. Let's get some guidance. What's going on? What do we need to know, Spirit? Oh, wow. That was dramatic. All right. Friends, friendship, group, soul tribe. I like that energy coming out. So really us broadening our horizons, really connecting, feeling that sociable, right? Sagittarius is a very sociable energy. So feeling that sociable energy here. This is also, it's like closing out old friendships that are no longer resonating with us so that we can develop deeper relationships. Yeah. Yeah, and I like how it says meet in person too. And so I'm feeling like for some people, you're going to, like, if you have online friends, you may be meeting them in person during Venus and Sagittarius. You may be called, remember, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which rules the 9th house, which also rules long distance travel, as well as higher learning. And so you may be traveling to meet people from your soul tribe that maybe you've connected with online or through the internet, or making plans for this. And this energy has actually been coming up a lot as far as like getting our tribe together and everything too, and meeting in real life. So I really love that energy coming through. But you may be, and this is also for I definitely feel this energy as powerful as we move on, even throughout after Venus and Sagittarius. But I feel like Venus and Sagittarius is getting people thinking, right? Like, why do we only know each other online? Why can't we meet in person? Right? What would that be like? How much deeper would we be able to connect if we did? And so I also feel like if there's somebody who, if anybody watching this has been dating somebody, like online dating, but you haven't actually met in person, you have like a long distance kind of thing, you may decide during Venus and Sagittarius, this transit, that you want to meet face to face. Yeah. And then we have ballet shoes coming out. This is about honing skills, pursuing of arts, expertise, balancing act. Let's get some more energy on that. Well, we have within a few days coming out. And so I feel like yeah, I feel like this is just saying like the energy of this meetup energy is happening very soon. Very soon. Like near the beginning of this transit. But with this ballet shoes, this is also like during this Venus and Sagittarius transit, this is a very 8 of Pentacles kind of an energy, which is honing your craft, really putting in, getting focused on what it is that you want to achieve, what it is that you want to develop, what skills do you want to develop, what do you want to become better at, what do you want to continue to grow, and really putting your focus in that area. Putting your focus in that area during this Venus and Sagittarius transit. And then we have baggage and yoga. So this is interesting. But this can be the next phase. This can be a long journey too. So once again, that travel energy coming through. And this is, yoga is all about contemplation, centeredness, balancing, taking a break, going within, inner child healing. I really love that, right? For Sagittarius season, that resonates because it is such a beautiful childlike energy, bringing back in that play, that energy of play. But this is really about, for some people, it feels like taking a vacation. For some people, it feels like, Yeah, it feels like taking a break, taking a vacation. Some people may be really called to do that. And definitely resolving like that inner child healing with this baggage here. Really working on healing the inner child in order to release some of this baggage that you're realizing that you've been carrying for far too long. Or it's like, I feel like for some people it's like you've been doing this for a while and now you're at the pinnacle of this. Right? Like you've been working on this inner child healing. You've been working on releasing this baggage. And it's like it finally, that finally develops. That finally comes through. And you achieve some level of healing that you've been working at for quite some time. And then you celebrate by taking a vacation. I'm telling you, that vacation energy, it's like, yes, we are continuing to move forward and hone our skills and our craft, but at the same time, we're taking that break where it's needed. So it's going to go either, oh yeah, we got child. I didn't even see that childhood on the bottom of the deck. So that's confirmation of the inner child healing and the energy of working with the inner child here. I feel like some people may be going to visit family as well during this time. And, or there's some energy with this revisit the past. And youth underneath that. Yeah, you guys. Some aspect of your childhood, something that returning to some aspect of your youth, and finally healing or releasing something that's been weighing on you that you've been carrying. Some wound, some pain that you've been carrying since childhood, even for a very, very long time, that's ready to be let go. And sorry, guys, I have to double check and make sure. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to wrap up this reading in just a second. But yeah, there's a lot of that revisiting the past and leaving what's meant to be, like, leaving what's meant to be in the past. Right? Understanding where we've been carrying things that we don't need to carry anymore from our past. Right? This past baggage, this past pain. Realizing where we've been carrying that and finally letting it go. And for some people, that means physically returning to a childhood home, returning to somewhere from your past so that you can wrap up that energy once and for all. So that's really, that's really beautiful. All right. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope that you have a beautiful Venus and Sagittarius season. I'm sorry for the abrupt end, but life calls. I love you. If you enjoyed this reading, hit that like button. There are links down below to donate if you feel so moved to do so. Drop a comment. Let me know how you're feeling this Venus and Sagittarius transit. My email's down below as well with a list of the different services that I offer. Please reach out to me if you would like to set up a one-on-one session. It is my privilege and my honor to work with you guys in that capacity. I will talk to you all very, very, very soon.